To make a stock removal, we will normally do it on the stock itself. At the stock, there will be a PC here where we have the stock transaction program opened. In the stock transaction program here, we will put in the work order key. Normally here we will have the work order in a paper form, and we'll just add in the key. Or we can use the list here to find it. When we use the list, we will only see work orders that has been started. In this case, it's the first one, 3610. When I leave the field, the system will get the other information, the maintenance object and the account. At the top, we have the function. We have the possibility to make a removal, a return of movement. Making a removal means that we will take a spare part out of stock and to a work order. If we make a return, it means that we will return a spare part from a work order to stock. If we make a movement, we will move spare part from one stock to another. Making a removal, we select new. When we need to make the move here, we have different options. We need to add the spare part. In this case we have 3. We can either use the list and get the entire list, or we can use the planned spares that has been added on the work order itself. In this case that will be the easy one. Or we can use the last one here, the spare part list. The spare part list is the one coming from the maintenance object. Normally, if we have reservation, we will use planned spares. Then I select the spare part. Select. The system will then get the price as a physical for use. So here we can see we have 25 for use and physical 32. 7 must have a reservation. So when I leave the field, I will go to the next. When I leave the field, the system will now see that on this work order, on this spare part, I have a reservation and I want to use it. Here I can see my 7 and I select them. The quantity is now added as 7. The cost type, cost purpose, the accounts is added. Now simply just select OK and make the transaction. Remove the reservation, yes. And now we're done. Now we made one transaction where we took one spare part out of stock and added over to our work order. If we make a return, we can do it here on the same work order. Select return, select new, select the spare part, or we find the transaction. Here we have our 7. We simply change the return item 3, select OK. Now we have put 3 back to the stock from the work order. If we go in and find the work order, it has already been started, so we find it here. On the spare part here, we will now be able to see 2 transactions. The 7 we took out and the 3 that we have returned. We could also go in here in the stock transaction and make a movement. When I make my movement, I simply select my stock from, select the to stock, haul. when I make the movement here, the spare part must have a stock control on both stocks. Select New, put in the type number, select the spare part, and now we can see that we have 23 on the first stock, and now we can move 10 to the second. Select OK, and now 10 is moved. If I go in and have a look on the stock, then I can see now that the type number 01125, we now have 10. On the next one, main log, we now have 13. So now we move 10 from one stock to another.